Hey everyone, welcome back to Earth Turtle. Today we are introducing the Saurian dinosaurs by specifically looking at Sauropodomorphs. Last episode we talked about the ornithischian dinosaurs. We explored the question, what were ornithischians? We looked at early ornithischians and we looked at famous species such as those within the stegosaur and ankylosaur groups. What were Saurians? Saurians were one of two main dinosaur groups. This group is defined by a pubis bone in the hips pointing forwards. They had bipedal and quadrupedal forms. These dinosaurs were herbivorous to carnivorous. They ranged from small to gigantic sizes. They appeared during the late Triassic. We will look at two large groups of Saurians, Sauropodomorphs and Theropods. What were Sauropodomorphs? These dinosaurs ranged from small to colossal in size. They had a small head and blunt teeth. Sauropodomorphs include sauropods and prosauropods. Sauropods are long-necked, quadrupedal, and primarily herbivorous dinosaurs. Prosauropods are thought to be the ancestors or close relatives of sauropods. They are semi-quadrupedal, meaning they mostly walked on all fours but were able to stand on their hind legs. This is the key we will use. It is the same from last episode. It includes the genus and species name, and it indicates whether they lived in the early, middle, or late Triassic, Jurassic, or Cretaceous. Again, there's a stick figure for size comparison. Let's start by looking at prosauropods. Plateosaurus was a dinosaur that was 20 to 33 feet long. It had leaf-shaped teeth for eating plants. It lived during the late Triassic. It was mainly quadrupedal, but could stand on its powerful hind limbs. Over 50 complete skeletons have been found of this dinosaur. Their skeletons demonstrate a long, flexible neck. Massospondylus was another prosauropod. It was about 16 feet long and found in South Africa. It had broad five-fingered hands with large thumb claws. This dinosaur most likely moved around entirely on its two legs. It lived in the early Jurassic. Let's switch now over to sauropods. Volcanodon lived during the early Jurassic. It was around 23 feet long and was one of the first sauropods. It had large claws on the inside toe, unlike later sauropods. Mamenchisaurus was an enormous dinosaur at around 85 feet long. It had the longest neck of any known animal at around 43 feet. The neck was made of 19 vertebrae, one of the most among all dinosaurs. It lived during the late Jurassic. One of the most well-known sauropods was Brachiosaurus. It was around 75 feet long when fully extended. Unlike most others, this one had long front legs. Having long front legs allowed this dinosaur to have an erect neck, which allowed this dinosaur for reaching high plant material. It most likely could not support its weight on its hind legs, but it could still reach a height of 49 feet. The neck was made of vertebrae that were each 3 feet long. The humerus, or the upper arm bone, measured at around 7 feet long. The dinosaur also had a small bulge on the top of its head. Diplodocus was a dinosaur that was 82 feet long. It had a whip-like tip at the end of its tail. The tail made up half of its length. It weighed up to 16.5 tons and had a small head. It lived during the late Jurassic. The neck was made up of 15 massive vertebrae. Peg-like teeth were used to strip plant material from tree branches. Amargasaurus was around 33 feet long. It was relatively small and short-necked compared to other sauropods. It had pairs of long spikes extending from its neck and upper back. As of now, it is unknown what these spikes were used for. They may have supported cells on the back of the dinosaur. It lived during the early Cretaceous. Saltosaurus was around 39 feet long. Large oval armor plates covered this dinosaur's body. Many smaller plates filled in the space in between. These plates were most likely for protection. It lived during the late Cretaceous. Argentinosaurus is estimated to have been 100 feet long. Its massive hind limbs are estimated to have been over 14 feet tall. It may have been the largest land animal of all time. It lived during the late Cretaceous. What happened to the sauropods at the end of the Cretaceous? Although this group of dinosaurs had many species, none survived past the end of the Cretaceous mass extinction event and have no living relatives. And that is it for today's episode. Join me in the next one where we'll finish talking about dinosaurs by looking at theropods. Thanks.